What's going on, guys? My name's Theoatrix and welcome to my thieving guide. There's been a number of updates to the skill since my last video. In May of 2024, Jagex reduced the pickpocketing fail rate for some NPCs, as well as increased the XP rates of stealing from stalls. Also in 2024, Jagex introduced Varlamore, bringing citizen pickpocketing and house robbing to the game. Rogues chests in the deep wilderness also got buffed, and are now the fastest XP in the game if uninterrupted. Thieving is one of the essential skills in progressing your account. The Ancient Magic spellbook is locked behind level 53 Thieving, and a number of other important quests and unlocks require Thieving. Also, the best skilling moneymakers involve pickpocketing. In this guide, I'll show you how to do every viable thieving method, and there are detailed timestamps in the description below. There's a range of important unlocks that you should aim to get before leveling up. The RD Achievement Diary increases your chances of pickpocketing, where with Medium, it's a 10% increase on any NPC within RD. And then with the Hard Diary, it becomes 10% on any NPC in RuneScape. This is a must for pickpocketing methods, and you don't have to wear the RD cape to get the effect. If you don't have the diaries, then you should at least get some Gloves of Silence, and these increase your pickpocketing success rate by 5%. These do require 54 Hunter to wear. The Gloves of Silence do not stack with the RD Achievement Diary effect, so Gloves of Silence aren't necessary after completing the diary. Dodgy necklaces, which are enchanted opal necklaces, provide a 25% chance to avoid the stun when you fail to pickpocket, and it holds 10 charges per necklace. This is another essential when doing pickpocketing methods, and it does work together with Gloves of Silence or the diaries. There's also the Shadow Veil spell on the Arceus spellbook, requiring 47 magic to cast, as well as completion of the Kingdom Divided quest. This spell provides an extra 15% chance to not get stunned while pickpocketing, stacking with Dodgy necklaces and the Gloves of Silence or diary. The final important thieving unlock is the Rogue's outfit, which is vital for money making with thieving. With the full Rogue's outfit, your loot is doubled, and without the full set, each piece gives a 15% chance to double the loot. The set is obtained from the Rogue's Den minigame, which requires 50 thieving and agility, and it takes an average of 12 runs to get the full Rogue set if you're on raid. That's only around 50 minutes of playtime, which is pretty quick, but not as fast as Raycon's Everyday Earbuds Quick Charge feature, giving 1.5 hours of listening from just 10 minutes of charging. Their latest model is game-changing, with multi-point connectivity, letting you pair with 2 devices at the same time, and Raycons start at half the cost of other premium audio brands, with very similar features. Having music on the bus or train is a must, and having top-tier noise cancellation at a lower price is pretty impressive. Earphones can be hit or miss for me. A lot of the time, they don't fit in my ears or they fall out, but Raycon's Everyday Earbuds even allow me to skateboard without them coming out. Raycon's latest models have seamless touch controls, allowing you to select the volume, the song, voice assistant, answer calls, and toggle between 3 different sound profiles. With my link, you can get 20% off the best-selling Everyday Earbuds by Raycon. So visit buyraycon.com/Theoatrix or click the link in the description to browse the Raycon store today. Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring this video. On your journey to 99 Thieving, it's helpful to visualize your entire pathway from 1 to 99. In this section, I'll show you 2 suggested pathways along with some profitable and AFK training methods. The first pathway I'm showing is the fastest possible pathway in the game. This involves a lot of blackjacking, then most of your XP is done at the Rogue's Castle chests. Overall, this pathway is going to take approximately 50 hours to go from 1 to 99. The second pathway is my recommended pathway, which involves a lot of thieving at Ardougne Knights, and can also be done at Pyramid Plunder. With this pathway, it's going to take about 70 hours if you focus on Ardougne Knights, whereas if you do Pyramid Plunder, you'll save around 5 hours. Making money while you level up is always good, so these are some of the most profitable thieving methods in the game. Pickpocketing Vyres from 82 to 99 is going to net 230 mil in profit, which makes it the most profitable pathway to 99. With the introduction of Varlamore, we received an AFK thieving training method, which is stealing from houses. You can AFK for up to 60 seconds, which isn't super long, but it's easily the most AFK thieving method in the game. If you choose to become a house burglar, it's going to take a bit over 130 hours to reach 99. Now, I'm going to explain each of the methods categorized into the low-level methods, the fastest, alternative, profitable, then AFK. From level 1 thieving, you realistically have 3 training options. You can either pickpocket men or women, you can do quests, or you can partake in the thieving room in Chambers of Xeric. The fastest method is within Chambers, where you can get over 30k thieving XP per hour at level 1. The method has no strict requirements, since anyone can access Chambers, although having a lockpick is highly recommended. Questing is another fast way to level up from 1 thieving, and is probably the most efficient, assuming you're going for the quest cape. Here are the 5 best quests to complete from an early level to boost your thieving. Some of these quests have a couple of requirements, but they don't take long to get. Alternatively, without Chambers thieving or questing, your only option from level 1 is pickpocketing men and women. For this, it's recommended to go into your game settings and hide your NPC attack options. There's a number of locations to find men and women, and the easiest would probably be just teleporting to Lumbridge and finding one near the castle. Overall, pickpocketing from level 1, you'll get about 5k XP per hour. Once you reach 5 thieving, you unlock tea and bakery stalls, which both give the same amount of experience. So you could steal from the tea stall in Varrock on the eastern side, or you could steal from the bakery stalls inside the Ardougne market, and there's a few other locations. It's important to stay away from view of the guards, and to do that, you can just stand under the stall NPC and they won't catch you. Tea and bakery stalls are the best between levels 5 and 25, where at 25 you can start stealing from the fruit stalls in the hosidius house. This used to have a favor requirement, but since Jagex removed the favor system, now any player can do it. In the house to the east of the city, there's 2 fruit stalls inside. And to get the fastest XP per hour, you should steal from both stalls at once by running back and forth. You get strange fruit drops from the fruit stall, and those regenerate your run energy, allowing you to endlessly run between them. It's not a whole lot faster to run between the stalls, so if you want a more relaxed method where you don't need to move your mouse, you can just click on one stall. So those were the low-level training methods. Now let's talk about the fastest possible methods. At level 30 thieving, you can complete the Feud Quest, and this unlocks Blackjacking. Although, to be the most efficient, you should continue at fruit stalls until level 43. Then at 43, you complete the Feud Quest to level you to 45 from the XP reward. At 45, you can start Blackjacking, which provides the fastest XP in the game up until level 84. So with 45, you can blackjack the bearded bandits for around 100k XP per hour. For all blackjacking methods, this is what your gear and inventory setup should be. You should bring the rogue set if you have it, some coins, a weapon switch, and some noted food. You can unnote the food at an NPC called Bank Exchange Merchant, found near the general store. I would recommend using wines as food, since they're only 3 coins each off the GE. So bandits are located in Polnibnich, so the fastest way there is using a house teleport, either by moving your house there or using a redirected house tablet. Alternatively, you can get there by taking the carpet ride from Shantae Pass to Polnibnich. With 45 thieving, bearded bandits are found on the northern end of the city. You can right-click a bandit to lure them into a house to make sure that they don't move. So essentially, you have to knock out the bandit by right-clicking, then you pickpocket them twice while they're knocked out. If you pickpocket too many times, the bandit will start attacking you. The menu entry swapper plugin does not work for blackjacking, so you have to manually click everything. This means it's a fairly difficult method to do on mobile, but it is possible. In your game settings, it's important to hide your NPC attack options to avoid attacking the bandit. If the bandit does gain aggression, you can go up and down a ladder in one of the houses to lose the aggression. Or an even easier way is you can bring a weapon switch and you just change weapon and attempt to knock them out, and the bandit will stop attacking you. Once you reach level 55 thieving, you can start blackjacking the non-bearded bandits. And at these, you'll already get 130k XP per hour. For non-bearded bandits, the gear is the same as the bearded ones, so you can skip back to that section if you missed it. The non-bearded bandits are also located near the bearded ones on the northern side of Plunder. With 65 thieving, you unlock blackjacking menaphite thugs, located in the southern side of Plunder. At unlock, you nearly get 200k XP per hour, and it goes up to 230 at higher levels. Once you reach 84 thieving, you unlock the fastest method in the game, stealing from rogues' chests in the wilderness. This method is only the fastest experience if you steal uninterrupted, so with PKers around, it's not likely to bring the best XP, although some clans offer protection services, which would allow you to get the max XP rates, but these can be a bit expensive to pay for. You can expect to get at least 270k XP per hour here, and up to 300k is possible without interruptions. The rogues' chests are located in deep wilderness, near the Chaos Elemental, and you need to run to the back side of the castle. You can use the Wilderness Obelisk to get there, or an Anakal teleport. So using a lockpick, you steal from all 3 chests out the back of Rogue's Castle while using Protect from Melee. The Wilderness Player Alarm plugin is a useful one here, where it flashes your screen if a PKer is nearby. A cool trick is if you bring a locator orb, you can sit on 1 hit point, then if a PKer comes, you turn off your protection prayers and die to the rogues. This counts as a PVM death, and you keep all of your loot. Next, I'm going to cover the other fast methods, and I would personally recommend these methods over the fastest methods simply because blackjacking is so click intensive. So first up is a method unlocked at level 49, which is stealing artifacts. This used to require Piscarilius House favor, but now it's just got a thieving requirement. Artifacts can be the fastest method at level 49, but if you're a regular player, it's not the fastest since you need to learn how to do it. Overall, the XP rates range between 130 to 260k XP per hour. To do this method, you need a lockpick, and having Koret's Memoirs or a Book of the Dead is going to greatly speed up your XP. To get started, you make your way to the northeastern region of Zaya, where you speak to Captain Khaled in the hall. He gives you a contract to steal an artifact. Then you run to the nearby houses and steal the artifact. Then you make your way back to the captain while avoiding the guards. Next is Ardougne Knights, which is my preferred thieving training method. Ardougne Knights can be more relaxed and still decently fast. They're unlocked at level 55 thieving, where you can get about 85k XP per hour when you unlock them. You eventually stop failing to pickpocket at level 95 as long as you have the Ardougne Diaries completed. So overall, your XP rates scale from 85 to 240k XP per hour. The method involves just spam clicking a knight, although it is recommended to find a splasher. To do that, you can either join the Thieving Host friend chat or the Splash Worlds friend chat. Then once you've joined, you sort the list of players by world, and then you scroll through the friends chat, and once you find a lot of players on the same world, that's the world that the splasher is on. The splasher is almost always found at the bank near the market, and this allows for easy access to food. You can turn your NPC attack options equals to hidden to make it so your left click is pickpocket. Dodgy necklaces help tremendously here. So if you're a regular account or an Ironman with access to opals, you should definitely make dodgy necklaces. Having at least the medium Artie diary completed here is also very helpful. The rogue's outfit is also nice to have here, since it doubles all the coins. So now this is my preferred setup for Ardougne Knights. You first can optionally tag the knight with runelight to outline it. Then you set your camera angle in line with the knight at the lowest angle possible. Then in modern resizable mode, you can drag your inventory over the knight. And then to empty your coin pouches, you just press the hotkey for your inventory, then click and then press the hotkey again and keep thieving. This works best with a wireless or a Bluetooth mouse. Then you can cover the movement sensor on the bottom of the mouse, and then you can walk around the house while spam clicking, doing other things. At level 21, you unlock Pyramid Plunder, and this requires partial completion of the Icthalarin's Little Helper quest. Although, Pyramid Plunder is really only fast above level 71, and it becomes one of the fastest methods in the game at level 91. It provides competitive XP rates for far less clicking compared to Blackjacking. At level 71, you can expect about 120k XP per hour, but once you reach level 91, it goes upwards of 270. This is what your gear and inventory setup can look like for Pyramid Plunder. Bringing a lockpick is helpful with opening the doors faster, and having a Pharaoh's Scepter makes this method a lot quicker. To get there, you use the Pharaoh's Scepter to Jalsavra, or you can alternatively use a Nada teleport and take the magic carpet from there. The activity involves going through floors and looting objects around the room. At higher levels, you should skip the first few rooms and focus on the last 2 floors. With 78 thieving, you can start stealing from Dorgeshkaan rich chests. These give around 220k XP per hour without banking, and 190 with banking, while making 300k in profit. To be able to do this method, you need to have completed the Death to the Dorgeshkaan quest, and the training area is within Dorgeshkaan. Each chest takes 5 minutes to respawn, so with that, you can loot the chests, then hop worlds and repeat. This is more of an alternative method. It can be pretty fast at level 78 thieving, but it's not really the fastest once you level up a bit. At 90 thieving, you can start pickpocketing from Tzhaars within Mor Ulrek, and to get there, you need to have a fire cape. For this method, you also need ice gloves to reduce the damage from pickpocketing. So this means you can't wear the entire rogue's outfit, but you can still wear most of it. Pickpocketing Tzhaars gives you gems, so this means having a gem bag can be handy. If you drop the gems, it's possible to reach up to 250k per hour. However, this method is best past level 99, since the fail rates are lower. Now it's time for some alternative thieving training methods. And these have their own benefits, but they aren't the most efficient way to train. Firstly is underwater agility and thieving, which is unlocked after the Bone Voyage quest. It's a relatively relaxed way to train agility and thieving at the same time, where it scales up to 40k agility an hour while getting 145k thieving. It's not entirely an efficient method, but it's still a decent way to train. Another alternative method is squirking, which used to be very popular, but nowadays it can be difficult to do it effectively. You can get around 150k thieving XP per hour in the Summer Garden with very little attention, but that's only possible on a mass world, and those don't exist anymore since there's faster thieving methods out there. It's now time to talk about the profitable thieving methods, and I'll go through these in level order. The first somewhat profitable method is pickpocketing master farmers. This requires 38 thieving, although having at least level 50 is going to go a long way. When you stop failing at level 94, you can get nearly 700k GP per hour while getting 130k thieving. At level 70, it's more like 250k GP per hour while getting only 50k XP per hour. So while this method is unlocked at a low level, it's much better at a higher level, or even better for Iron Men. Now, while most thieving methods are profitable, thieving really becomes profitable at level 82, and that's where you unlock Vyres. For pickpocketing Vyres, you need to have completed the Sins of the Father quest, and going from 82 to 99 here, you're going to make about 230 mil, while taking about 60 hours. The XP rates scale from 140 to 250 depending on your level. In terms of GP per hour, at level 82, you can expect to make 2.5 mil an hour with the full rogue set equipped. Then that scales up to over 4 mil an hour at 99 thieving. The Shadow Veil spell, dodgy necklaces, and completion of the Artie achievement diaries are highly recommended. With level 84 thieving, another profitable method is stealing from rogues' chests deep in the wilderness. This can be very profitable, however, being in the wilderness, it is unsafe. Going from 84 to 99 thieving here, you'll profit 70 mil if you don't get PK'd, and it takes about 34 hours, which is pretty fast. At maximum, this spot gives a bit over 2 mil GP per hour, and that includes 0 deaths and constantly thieving. If you want a more in-depth guide for this method, I spoke about it in the fastest method section. With level 85 thieving, you can start pickpocketing Elves, and that also requires the Song of the Elves quest. Going from 85 to 99 here, you can expect 125 mil in profit, and that's going to take about 70 hours of thieving. So that's an XP rate ranging from 140 to a bit over 210k per hour, and a GP per hour ranging from 1.8 to 2.8 mil. Once again, Shadow Veil, dodgy necklaces, and the Artie diaries are strongly recommended. It's best to find an elf in one of the houses near the bank, and you can trap them in there and continuously thieve. Alright, so every method I've shown has been pretty click intensive, and there's only one viable AFK thieving method in old school, and that is stealing from houses in Varlamore. This requires level 50 thieving, and there's two parts to stealing from houses. You firstly steal keys from pickpocketing wealthy citizens, then you use those keys to enter houses to steal from. While stealing from wealthy citizens, they sometimes get distracted, giving you 20 to 25 seconds of AFK time where you're automatically pickpocketing. Once you break into a house, you have 50 to 60 seconds of AFK time, and about 2.5 minutes of total AFK time per house. Including the time gathering keys, you can expect XP rates from 60k to 110k depending on your level. This means going from 50 to 99 thieving will take 130 to 140 hours. For this method, there's a plugin called House Thieving Varlamore, which can help a lot. The final section of this video is for Ironman, where I'll give a summary of the best Ironman training methods. Overall, Ironmen can follow the same pathway as regular accounts for the thieving skill. There's not much variation, but there are some methods that are more inviting than others for Ironman. Cakes, for example, are an important food source for the early game, where stealing a couple of hundred cakes should last you long enough until you have better food. There's also stealing from the silk stalls, which can be a decent source of early game cash. Overall, this can bring in over 50k GP per hour, which isn't too bad. After partial completion of the Death to the Dorgeshkaan quest, you can enter the ham storerooms, and stealing from the chests here, you can make a couple of 100k per hour in alkables, and it's also a great source of jewelry for you to enchant. Master farmers at 38 thieving are great for all types of Ironmen to get the seeds for farming. Stone chests are a decent way to get a Xerix talisman without having to kill lizardmen, so that's an easier way to get one in the early game. And stone chests also give medium clues. Stealing from gem stalls can be a decent way to collect gems on an Ironman for some early crafting training. And Pyramid Plunder is an essential for the Pharaoh's Scepter drops, where you need one for your house altar and one for a Master Clue step. And lastly, stealing from Tzhaars can passively give about 50k XP per hour in crafting from the gems. So that was my updated level 1 to 99 thieving guide. If you want to skip back to any section of this guide, there are timestamps in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more old school content. Be sure to check out Raycon and go to buyraycon.com/Theoatrix to get 20% off Raycon's everyday earbuds. The link is also in the description below. Thanks for watching.